the first wheel round. Ooh, I'm excited.
This is the wheel. This is what we're doing for the next 18 to
God
20
knows how long.
weeks. So here are the choices. We have Tar, Drive, Reanimator, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Heathers, Perfect Blue, No Country for Old Men, Being John Malkovich, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, Over the Garden Wall, Her, Phantom Thread, Paris, Texas, Fight Club, Michael Jackson's This Is It, Under the Cherry Moon and Graffiti Bridge, because we mentioned it in Strange Days, and then Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Yep. Rewatch from many, many moons ago.
Yeah, but you know what they say.
Time makes shit worse.
Spin the wheel.
Come on, come on. Oh, I was almost at Reanimator.
I thought it was gonna be Reanimator 2. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Hey, yo, that's nice. That's a first off summer.
Did you watch this as a kid?
Once. I have no idea when I watched. I know it was before I turned 11, but I don't know at what exact age that was. So
I watched it on Cartoon Network.
Oh boy. I will say I was a massive fan of Looney Tunes as a kid. I used to watch them all the time.
Same. I used to watch that in Tom and Jerry. Boomerang.
Did you ever get
Boomerang was my channel.
This is Boomerang from Cartoon Network.
This is a throwback.
You know what? It actually doesn't look bad for '89.
I was gonna say, yeah, this looks pretty clean.
This looks pretty good.
Straight to the outlet with the fork. No.
Hell yeah. That kitchen's huge.
And say, God damn, these people live at home.
It's a huge kitchen. Oh my god, how much did they spend on this house?
Well, speaking of outlets.
Well, it had to happen to someone. Hey, it's Mario from the live-action Mario movie. We have now watched 2 movies with 2 casts of the live-action movie.
Anyway, it's me, Amani. I mean,
Hollywood in 1947.
47.
God damn. So segregation was still a thing.
Oh boy.
Jessica Rabbit. Now that's a character.
That's a name I'll never forget.
It's funny how on the Blu-ray for Who Framed Roger Rabbit it says content advisory contains tobacco depictions.
Gee,
thank you, Disney.
Oh, no.
Thank you for the warning, Disney. Kind of reminds me of like the Michael Jackson music video for Speed Demon. He's like interacting with a bunch of like animated characters.
Not a bad comparison.
On a film set.
Firefighter?
Maybe. It was more like stop motion in the music video because there was like a stop motion Pee Wee Herman.
Jesus, the sets, they look pretty good.
They look pretty good.
But okay, so cartoon character killing his family members. Okay. Interesting origin.
I like how the tray was floating in the air for a second. But that's crazy. Animated characters holding live action objects.
Practically floating on something.
Damn.
Murder Staffy out of range. Oh my god, he even grabbed something for him. That's impressive.
That's great. This is also directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, I know he did Castaway, but he also did like Polar Express.
Well, he did Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump as well, you're right.
Didn't he do Back to the Future?
Yeah, I believe so. And again, they warned you about the tobacco, but...
They warned you on the box about tobacco. So, like, how long did they, like, spend, like, animating the physics of her?
I don't know, I know they had way too much fun.
How is this movie not rated PG-13?
God, these sets are really good.
So, how do you have sex with a cartoon woman?
You know...
Like, how does that work?
It takes a... You know what scares me?
What?
I don't even think it would be that complicated, technically.
She just played patty cake. What's the deal?
Say, like, this is a really funny cheating plot.
They're really trying to PG-ify it.
Really are. But then again, look who they're doing it with.
But then they also draw characters like that.
I like the music.
Pretty subdued.
Pretty, I don't know, just the jazz, just the detective aesthetic, just always
It works
perfectly.
pretty well. That's goofy.
Goofy kid of spy charges. I want to see that story.
Oh boy, I'll fucking do it again. A lot of drinking in this movie. I approve.
Gestapo. I mean,
This looks like a character from Dark City.
wait, is that? Speaking of Back to the Future, is that fucking
Oh, the Doc?
Brown?
Yeah, I think so.
Christopher Lloyd? It is him. Jesus. No. No.
We are 30 minutes in. We've already seen an execution happen.
Very graphic and violent murder of a cartoon shoe. Some pretty good physicalities pulling off.
Yeah.
I love the character designs. They're also different,
They're very different.
but also the same. That's crazy.
Bruh.
That's really funny. That's actually pretty funny.
This sure is due process.
It sure is due process. Is this an ice metaphor?
I love reverse psychology.
Duck season, rabbit season, rabbit season, duck season.
He just threw the drink behind him. He didn't even drink it.
How they get cartoon characters to drive? Wait a minute.
Now that... Yeah, how did they do that? Maybe they had, like, people in, like, green screen suits or something.
Likely? It's what I'm most likely. So I wonder what he's actually writing in right now.
Yeah, what is he writing? I'm predicting now that they end up together at the end of the movie.
Yep, not even by the end of it.
What was that noise?
He's fucking dead.
He did.
Oh.
I would let her do that to me.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
fucking god, shoot me.
Oh my god, I would hate it here.
I would hate every minute in this place.
I would absolutely hate Robert Zemeckis if I was part of this movie.
Hi, Mickey.
Hey.
Hi, Bugs. Kind of surreal scene. Why do people like Mickey Mouse?
I don't know, just because of childhood. Bugs Bunny's actually funny.
Like, who gives a fuck about him?
Oh boy.
He just got a disease.
Would you? What the fuck?
I bet they were really proud of that pun.
You know, there was a line from the original Transformers series where Optimus Prime goes, "A booby trap that actually traps boobies."
Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
But like, why would you want to get rid of Toontown when there's, you know, people like Jessica Rabbit?
They would slip there.
You think that was in the script?
No.
Ew. Ew.
I didn't expect to.
So you want that? You want that one image where there's like gas stations and fast food on every corner?
How the fuck is he? Does it only melt tunes?
I think it only melts tunes.
Okay, fair enough. Oh wow, now we walking in acid. They got something else going on.
God, I want to kill those trees.
The Lorax would be so disappointed. Fucking Woody.
I fucking hate that laugh so much.
No.
Oh, folks. I like the sound of that.
No, I bet you do.
That's all, folks.
Fuck off.
No.
Robert Zemeckis, you're a madman.
You're an absolute psychopath.
You're a psych. I wonder how many animators you fucking tortured.
Look how many want to absolutely split you in two. I liked it though, man.
I liked it. It's a solid kids movie.
So, I mean, it's a little goes a little further than most kids' movies.
Yeah, I mean, it'll teach a kid some things that they should probably know.
Again, as a kid, I don't really remember most of this, but I mean, as an adult, I mean, I'm glad that they have like, they have like a little bit of commentary, I guess.
Yeah.
But especially after taking like all my classes, I kind of like I understand more about like just how problematic they really are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as a movie itself, it's fun. It's easy to watch. Admittedly, though, big chunks of it might not stick with me, but at the same time,
Yeah, I'm only probably gonna remember like Toontown and Jessica Rabbit. That's about it.
and it's serviceable as it is. It's fun.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
But yeah, I can't imagine being an animator on this. I would absolutely quit the industry. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. It's just fun.
It was a fun little time. It was a nice little palate cleanser from the Before trilogy.
I was gonna say, like, going from the Before trilogy to this is such like a stark difference.
Yeah, it's a nice little change.
Comes to a rating, I'm not really sure what I'd rate this.
It's either a 6 or 7.
For me, like, technicality wise, it's like a fucking 9 or a 10, because, like, damn.
I mean, that's probably the best part of it, is like how well it was made.
But as a story, I mean, it's more like a 7 to me. I mean, I just like all the actors. They all played a great time. The charming personalities carry the story.
Yeah.
By that, I mean Jessica's... Shall we find out what's next, though?
Yeah, let's get to the next.
I'm gonna bet it's either gonna be her or probably, knowing our luck, Romeo and Juliet.
I hope it's not Romeo and Juliet.
I really fucking hope not either.
I really hope not.
Oh, please don't. No. No! My intuition is unparalleled. Fucking call it. Oh yeah, it's the news report to start it. Yeah, for those who don't know, this whole movie's gimmick is that it's a story of Romeo and Juliet told in quote-unquote modern day. Yep.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Baz Luhrmann, he needs to be put down. What is he doing? What is bro doing? I feel like I'm watching a movie trailer.
You said in fair Verona like 4 times now.
This looks like a fucking movie trailer.
No, this looks like the Transformer. Why is there a cross?
What is happening? Why did he include a fucking trailer in the middle, like at the beginning of the movie? What is happening?
We're in for a real good time here today, man.
Oh my god, this is the worst fucking trailer I've ever watched.
That's saying something.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh no, we're here for 2 hours.
Oh god, that transition.
Oh boy.
What is the editing?
I can't even collect my thoughts in time before something else stupid happens. What is that? What is that camera movement? What was that?
What is that? I know there's the... What the fuck? What is that speed up?
Yeah, we get it. They're the Montagues.
You have shown us so many times already. What the fuck?
I think my brainstem snapped.
So anyway, we both watched this in separate English classes in our high school.
We both hated it. This might be... being speechless is enough. I have to kill myself now. No, you don't. That's not a sword.
What the fuck is with the Hawaiian shirts?
There's only 2 kinds of guys who wear those shirts. Gay guys and big fat party animals.
What is this editing? Why are we going back to the shot of... Why are you screaming?
Why anything?
Give me my long sword home.
That's not a sword, it's a gun.
To clarify, I mean, it isn't just the fact that, they're calling, guns swords. It's the fact that it makes everyone sound stupid.
Are we in? Not 10 minutes? Okay.
Not even 10 minutes. He disappears after a while.
What was that? What is happening?
What is happening?
What is happening? So for Baz Luhrmann's movies, I've seen this. I've seen Moulin Rouge. I have seen Great Gatsby.
I don't like The Great Gatsby. I'm sorry.
I hate what I hate the most about Great Gatsby is that in that it's like they have fucking Jay-Z and it takes place in like the fucking 40s or whatever.
Stop. Stop. What was that? Time magazine. Timely.
They couldn't even get the fucking rights to Time. The party begins. I can't imagine.
That's a reused shot back there.
This might be the gayest movie I've ever seen.
There's gayer that I've seen, but
This is
up there.
This is up there.
This is up there.
This is fucking up there. I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain yet. What the fuck was that growl?
What was that?
What
was that?
What was that? What? Oh my god.
You know, seeing Leo in the night armor really makes me wish this was a medieval setting. Like, I get it being like a costume party, but like, costume parties have a theme usually. I do like her angel costume. It's simple and it is kind of...
It's cute.
It's the only thing I really can think of when it comes to the visual storytelling. That might be the only good part of it so so
you say that like there's gonna be more.
No one has a fucking bell.
Wait, they just met each other. How are they kissing for?
Come on.
This fucking dialogue is fucking pissing me off.
I imagine like the rage, like emotion inside your brain just going absolutely wild.
I'm like shaking in my seat because I hate it so much.
You know, it's even more. I had this thought when I first read the original play, but like they could have just ran away. It's even less like it holds even less substance here because they have cars. Oh, she's like 16. I think he's in his 20s.
What?
Elephant in the room.
Pause. What? What?
In the original story, I know she's 16. At least she's definitely underage. She's 13 in the play. Never mind.
Wait, what?
She's 13 in the original story. How old's Romeo then?
How old is Romeo?
He's usually placed in his mid to late teens. Okay.
That is vague as hell.
Okay, he's 16, but by the time he's 18, she's going to be only like...
It's still
15,
weird.
So wherefore art thou, Romeo?
You're 13. Why are we having this build-up for the kiss? They've already kissed once.
Yeah, like we already had that. Why are you waiting this time?
I don't know. I think the dialogue is the worst part of this.
Would you say it's probably the worst part of any Shakespeare play then?
No, well, no, only because they're trying to modernize it.
You've known her for 2 minutes. You've known her for 2 minutes.
What's your favorite color? This might be the worst thing that we have watched for nonsense.
What's the timestamp right now? We're staying at 42 minutes.
What's the rating for this movie on IMDb? Let me see. 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. It's got a 3.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And the first 3 popular reviews are 5 stars. The top review is, you come into my house and you tell me Romeo and Mercutio never fucked. So
I love that. You come to my house, kill my dog, call me gay.
But then the review underneath it is, if you hate this movie, you suck and I don't want to associate with your pretentious cinephile kind. There is nothing inside Baz Luhrmann's head except a monkey clapping cymbals. This is the Wind Doves Cry song. Do you think Prince approved the song for the movie? Because Prince is like super protective of super protective of his music. This cover fucking sucks.
So amateur.
This feels like a student film.
Like it has the camera equipment of a professional, but the styling and the competence of amateurs. Like there's like no blood on its hands.
It's just a scar.
Well, why does that look so fake?
That looks so fucking fake.
It looks like Sharknado.
What the fuck is this? That is the worst car crash I've ever seen in a movie. Like, I've never been so, like, offended by a movie. They're being so careful not to show anything.
I know, they're like I can see like the turn over. His arm is covered. God, censorship is so funny. You're not smart.
Stop showing these statues.
I don't feel like this isn't the way what is this shot?
What the fuck is this shot?
What is this, a 2003 Hulk movie? What the fuck is this?
That bed would catch on fire from those candles.
Yeah, that candle there on the left there, it's getting really...
It's really close.
You know what's even funnier?
What?
The priest could have told him this was happening.
Really could have.
I'm gonna sleep so sound repressing all of this. And then I got locked in this little room, and then a velociraptor got in, tried to shoot it. You could
literally say something, and he wouldn't kill himself.
Oh, he didn't even drink. He just got... Say something.
You could literally fucking say something.
This means nothing. I feel nothing.
I feel anger. I'm feeling the emotion of anger. I cannot take it anymore. I can't take it.
Boz. There was a better take of that somewhere.
That
Not even a blood spatter.
not a blood splatter, not like you can barely. It doesn't even look like there's no like pop from the gun.
Your head right there.
Are we done?
Yeah, 0 to 10. Let's go to the wheel, shall we? Oh, god damn it.
God damn it!
This movie made over $100 million.
Wow.
You know how like most good movies you watch, we like talk for like half an hour after it?
I don't want to talk about it. Fuck
right,
you. Fuck
you.
you. Kill yourself, Baz Luhrmann. 1 out of 10. Awful fucking movie. Wheel.
Alright, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna manifest. I'm just gonna manifest a couple good ones, and whatever happens.
I mean,
Tell me this. What do you want to watch next?
I kind of want to watch Perfect Blue.
Okay.
Or Michael Jackson's This Is It. Because that's kind of comforting after this. Okay, let's go.
I got my picks. No way.
Being John Malkovich.
I'm excited for that.
That's a good movie. That's a fun comedy.
I swear, we're just like an ad for Criterion at this point. I wonder what the producers that were given this script were thinking when they first received the draft for this. They're like, this is an insane idea, and I have to see it.
I know when the director pitched it to, he originally pitched it to New Line Cinema, and the president there like had got into a major like argument about it because he was like, why can't it be being Tom Cruise instead of John Malkovich? This is horrifying.
Wait, is that? Oh my god, it's John Cusack.
Yep, it is John Cusack. I love the grain.
The grain ain't bad. Oh, hey, monkey.
Like the color profile. There's just something about it that just looks raw.
On top, I like how it's also mixed in with like a fucking Ace Ventura apartment with all the animals around.
Yeah, actually it has similar cinematography to Eternal Sunshine.
I think we call it a puppet show, though.
Like the kid said.
Thank you.
See, when I think of puppets, though, I think of like Sesame Street.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been like a huge fan of puppets. They've always kind of weirded me out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I never did. I never watched Sesame Street when I was younger.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I've never watched Sesame Street.
Damn. What about the Muppets then?
The first time I ever watched the Muppets was that Muppet movie that we watched in middle school.
Shit, dude.
That was the first time I ever watched the Muppets. That fucking Man or Muppet song.
I am man, or am I a Muppet?
Who wrote this movie? I want to know. Charlie Kaufman, writer of Eternal Sunshine and Synecdoche, New York, and Anomalisa. He's a very depressing writer.
Yes, he is. Isn't there a movie based on him?
I mean, he did a movie called I'm Thinking of Ending Things, but I don't think that's written about him.
No, that's based off the book. I think it was called The Adaption or something like that. It was about the screenwriter.
Yeah, he wrote that. But it's also weird because in Adaption, the writing credit is credited to Charlie Kaufman and Donald Kaufman, but there's no such person as Donald Kaufman.
So what's the point? I do really love the tint.
7.5.
The hell's the 7.5 floor? I knew it.
This is a floor for short people.
It feels like a dream sequence.
He freaks me out.
It looks like Bill Clinton. Oh my god, he looks so much like Bill Clinton. Oh, I can't unsee it now.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
This is Severance must have been inspired by this a little bit.
I would hate to live with these creatures.
And I feel like you and a monkey would get in really deep philosophical conversation.
I mean, Michael Jackson had a monkey. Bubbles.
Bubbles. That's a cute name. This is how John Malkovich sees people in the office.
Charlie Kaufman's The Office.
Feel Floris's naked thighs next to mine.
He really is Bill Clinton.
Is this an allegory for Bill Clinton? So who's Monica Lewinsky in this office? I'm convinced this business is a pyramid scheme.
Not even my wife.
Bruh.
Kaufman, what are you on, bruh? This is Coraline? Oh my god, it is Coraline.
It's literally Coraline.
We had a whole plot, now we're here.
Don't smile like that.
I think that's the part where I start to like the movie.
Twin Towers!
I saw that the other day of like Benny from Lego Movie yelling spaceship, and one of the cuts was Twin Towers. What do you think of Malkovich as an actor?
He certainly exists.
I had a feeling something this was going to be what we were going to see.
I like how they just fall from the sky.
I know, it's like the reverse backrooms thing. So it's just maybe Glazing John.
But he wasn't even like a big actor yet.
Oh, he wasn't.
He was in maybe 2 noteworthy movies.
I feel like a scene from a Sharknado movie.
Oh, thank you very much.
That line is crazy.
That is pretty... Oh boy. Went from super progressive back to
I'm just gonna keep saying it.
Is this the most normal he's ever acted in something? This of all things.
I guess. But it's weird, like, they're trying to make it like John Malkovich is this, like, big actor when he's only been in, like, a couple noteworthy movies up to this point. What? What? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know either.
The fucking turn this movie made.
Like,
this movie makes you feel like you're on the New Jersey Turnpike.
I think, honestly, my biggest thing is, like, what does that have to do with John Malkovich?
Holy shit!
Yes!
Holy shit!
Wait, so...
What's going on? That's not me. I didn't say that.
Wait, so people can, like, control him? What?
When was that a thing? Yes. Yes, when you're having an existential crisis, the first person you go to is Charlie Sheen. Fucking winning Tiger Blood, Charlie Sheen.
It's like winning, because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get Tiger Blood, man.
Oh god, John Malkovich going through the portal into John Malkovich.
We'll have to do that. What the fuck am I looking at? The fucking fuck. Not even David Lynch got me to figure out. That's more what I was expecting.
Yeah, he's getting more into the overtopness.
There you go. It's in my head.
In my head, zombie.
What's that monkey planning?
That monkey is gonna be up to some devious activities.
What's that monkey planning?
he's got something on his mind.
Ah, he's having a kidney stone.
What is happening?
I think Malkovich improvises on the spot.
He probably did. But by 1999, he really wasn't.
I hate that John Cusack kind of won. What are you doing
They
here?
got Sean Penn in this movie. But if he wasn't John Malkovich, and it was just Craig, like if Craig is supposedly this talented at puppetry, wouldn't he have just gotten this on his own?
I guess the beginning was supposed to show us that he was struggling to make any sort of moves with it.
I guess because it is Malkovich, he has the name recognition, I guess.
Yeah, but he wasn't like a big thing.
Exactly, it's 1999. He hasn't been in anything that... So is this like a commentary for like idolizing famous people?
I'm not sure I can call this a good movie, to be honest. Because I'm just really confused.
I don't
It's
know.
entertaining.
7 years later. Oh my god.
These time skips.
And now we're done. Huh.
I don't know what to think of this.
I liked it.
I guess I don't know. Like, it's a fun time. It certainly is entertaining. It's very wild and unpredictable. But I also have no idea what really... I mean... I don't really know how to feel about it, that's all I'm going to say.
Kind of like Election, in a way.
I guess, but I have like more definite feelings of Election. Not bad, I know that. It's just... It is a roller coaster of a time which took a lot of turns I never expected.
Yeah.
In ways I think are both good and kind of weird. Because like my main thing is that the rules of like the 15 minutes thing broke, and then
They just had never elaborated on it.
yep, and then I have more problems with the 8-month skip because like why didn't Cameron or whatever Lottie do anything about the situation for 8 months? Yeah, it's for entertainment value, it's like a 7 or an 8. But for like genuine, like in my opinion, of quality, it's more like a 5 to me.
It's maybe a 6 or 7
overall for you.
Yeah,
I guess I appreciate a lot about it.
there's a lot of cool things about it, but it is just like it's too messy.
Yeah.
As the movie goes, it just gets more complicated.
I don't have any more thoughts.
I don't have any more thoughts. It's like I'll say like a 7.
It'd be nice to call it happy medium. I'll give it a 6. Real time. I'll manifest a couple in mind.
There's some that I'm interested in.
Indeed.
It could really be anything.
I will not say it. I'll never. Then again, we already did Romeo and Juliet, so it can't get worse from there. That was not one of the ones I predicted.
Strange Days. Directed by Catherine Bigelow and written by James Cameron.
Oh boy.
About the Y2K.
Oh, 20th century. I haven't seen you since my last disappointment. I like how in every film ever they have the logos, then they have the fucking words of the logos.
Just in case you didn't see it the first time.
No, I have been replaying some of the GTA 5 campaigns, so this feels oddly well timed.
Is it just me, or is this all in one shot?
Looks like it is. Granted, if there are cuts, they're hidden very well.
Yeah. Man, this is before GoPros.
Die just brings down your whole day.
This brings down your whole day. That's hilarious.
That's a way of putting it. Kind of looks like a character from that 70s show.
Oh, I don't think Y2K was this insane.
No?
Maybe it was.
I don't think so.
Just women just not need to do that.
I'm sorry, are you running alongside the fucking train?
Looks like it.
That is impossible.
No. Everything reminds me of.
So can you deep throat to the red, the white, or blue?
I have very sensitive teeth and I brain freeze pretty easily.
Oh,
so
sensitive teeth. That's what's stopping you.
Probably the whites, I want to say. Cameron, you gotta start making atmospheric movies again, dude. Stop making blue people shit.
Stop Avatar.
Be a girl.
Be a girl.
Humiliating that she's gone, but you gotta face that it's over.
These love exposition.
That whole line sounded so forced.
This guy's an exposition machine? Like, what the fuck is up?
Can he just stop? How is it that people get with vehicles in this movie?
I will say, I'm not hating or loving this so far. I'm just kind of riding along with it.
Yeah.
Like, I love the aesthetics.
I'm curious where it goes.
Me too. I am devilishly curious. Oh, lighting in this shot.
This is good lighting. I keep forgetting that he didn't direct this movie.
Feels like he directed it.
Yeah, because it was his wife at the time that directed it.
Oh, so he has a producer credit on writing thing. He did do a lot of editing, but he wasn't credited because he joined unions shortly after.
That's always a weird rule when there's like, if there's someone that's not in like the Directors Guild of America or the Writers Guild, that they can't be credited. Like, I kind of get why, but it's weirdly like anti-art.
Okay.
Where are we going, Cameron? You will be forced to live in virtual reality.
So he's forcing her to watch through his vision. Oh, that's kind of fucked.
That's fucked. Remember that this movie was taking place during the Y2K?
I was gonna say, this movie's like been all over the place.
Are we still in December 30th?
I was gonna add, like, this has definitely been more than a day.
This is way more than a day's of activity. There's a lot of good shots in this.
It's just kind of not like focused all that well.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place.
Again, look at that shit.
That's great. He speaks like a Batman villain. Why is it so messy over there? Clean your apartment. Are you Asmongold? It's December 31st?
It's still the fucking...
No way! These really are strange days.
These days are so strange, bro.
He's barely touching them.
So that's where I get those random scars. It all makes... It's not demons.
What do you mean you wake up with random scars?
Sometimes I do.
What? What are you doing in your sleep?
I mean, I used to have like some on like my chest, and then I got like...
What?
I used to get them a lot during Showfire for some reason.
How?
I don't fucking know.
What are you doing? What are you doing in your sleep? Wasn't really expecting a chase scene. Why did it look like the footage just sped up for a second?
Also, of course, they have to have an underwater scene.
I mean, James Cameron. He loves the water. If he could spend his whole life in the water, he would.
Fucking Lord, this movie's long.
Like, I don't hate this movie.
Does it really need to be this long?
I don't know. Well, James Cameron always makes long movies.
That's funny.
Are we still in December 31st?
Yes.
Okay. I just don't believe that this movie takes place within 48 hours.
It is only 11 a.m. on New Year's Eve.
Although this feels like more of a Times Square thing and not middle of Los Angeles thing.
It's not an LA thing. There was a lot of flash, but only so much substance.
It's sad that's kind of been like a theme for the movies we've watched recently.
Yeah. Is it weird that I kind of can't remember why she's even in this plot?
No, I don't either.
I know she's like kind of like his partner. They have like a past together, but
weren't they like fighting at the beginning of the movie?
His ass is so tight when he farts, only dogs can hear it.
What?
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 What's that necessary?
What does that mean? This is the same level as gets more pussy as the toilet seat.
Yeah, honestly, that's the same wavelength.
Who is this guy?
The mask. Sorry, that's such like an obvious like fucking cardboard like backdrop.
It really was.
So, movie, get your fucking antagonist straight. Is it the cops or is it the guy from the?
I think the movie is trying to say both. Maybe you should take the knife out of your back. Man, you landed on the floor with a knife in your back. He's Cobaning!
Cobain!
He committed Cobain!
Finally!
That's so funny.
His lover.
That's so fucking funny. This is a fucking, like, Neil Breen ending.
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this? How could you have committed suicide?
Are they gonna... Oh my god. See, we were just more like partners, but okay.
That was certainly Strange Days. That was a movie.
It was certainly a. It just feels like it's about like so much and nothing at the same time. Except I do kind of get a little more. I do grasp a little more about the commentary one. I appreciate that they want to touch on like maybe police corruption, but they kind of barely touched on it.
Yeah.
Like it's like barely part of it at all. Like they go from like there's aspects of dehumanization all over the plot, but I kind of feel like none of it's really explored. It's not enough. It's aesthetically gorgeous, great lighting, mostly great sets. It's all flash, very little substance.
Yep.
Characters are kind of hard to follow along with at times.
It's very messy.
Switch their goals up like every 20 minutes.
And the fact that they don't really know what time even is kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, like there's no way all that happened just in the span of like 2 days.
This did not last 48 hours. I don't believe it.
And I think it's more like a 6 out of 10 for me, I think.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. I will never watch this again.
Me neither. Yeah, if anyone brings it up to me, I'll be like, I don't remember what the hell that is.
What is the Strange Days?
These strange days you're talking about. Anyway, meal time. Shall we say what we hope to watch next?
We got 14 choices.
We do.
We do got a lot of choices.
I kind of want either Heathers or No Country for Old Men.
Those are good choices.
How about you?
Heathers would be a good one. Perfect Blue would also be a good one. And Michael Jackson's This Is It would be a good one.
Alright. Let's test our luck, shall we? Oh, we're going MJ.
Holy shit. I finally get to rant about this fucking documentary that I have seen so many times.
You finally get your outlet.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Michael Jackson's This Is It. Alright.
2009.
Alright, 2009. I have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, this is one you've been wanting to talk about for a long time.
This movie, I have seen more than any other movie ever.
And do you have an estimate?
Hundreds of times.
I guess that adds up.
I have owned the Blu-ray since 2010 when it came out on Blu-ray.
15 fucking... Oh my gosh.
Don't remind me. It was my mom's Blu-ray before it ended up being passed down to me, and it's always been much of a comfort movie, but it's also a different experience compared to a concert, because as you may or may not know, this is about his comeback tour that was set to happen in the summer of 2009 before he kicked the bucket. So this is a documentary / concert film made up of the rehearsal footage, which is why I really love it, because unlike a concert, you really feel like this, like an intimate experience with how it's presented to you and like the behind the scenes of how it comes together. But this is also not perfect either. I have some major issues with it, mainly moral issues with it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll start with that.
I will, you know what? I'm not going to ask questions. We're going to watch as we go along, and I invite you to pause, give thoughts, whatever you please.
It was the spring of 2009. At the age of 50, after a decade's absence from the stage, Michael Jackson was quietly performing and crafting an entirely new concert experience. His only audience was a small group of technicians and dancers who watched Michael's create a show that would have been his return to the stage. This film consists of footage captured during the rehearsal period from March through June. It was intended for Michael's personal library as original film content for the show. On June 25th, Michael and his team were 8 days away from traveling to London to begin their final dress rehearsals for an unprecedented 50 sold-out concerts with the permission of the Michael Jackson estate, and thanks to a few cameras that caught the magic, here's a glimpse of the passionate gift Michael's preparing for his fans and the audience of the world. This is it. 50 sold-out shows.
Unheard of, dude. That's insane. I wonder where all these people are now. Are you related to a Jen Ortega by chance? I bet it is.
Kenny Ortega also directed High School Musical.
We're going to create a spectacular...
Looks like Daft Punk.
My second issue with this documentary. Throughout this, they switch back and forth between HD and standard definition.
Whoa.
It's very distracting.
God, man. What it would have been like to be just in this audience?
I'm trying to think, when did I first discover his music? Because I know what was his Motown performance of Billie Jean. The one where he did the first moonwalk.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That was the first time I ever saw him. And then I slowly got more and more into his music.
It's not there. Okay, it should be.
I always forget that's how his voice actually sounds.
Yeah, this is the press conference where he announced the tour in March of 2009.
Oh god, to look at this in hindsight has gotta hurt.
We will actually see his final rehearsal before he died.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
And the last song he did is very fitting.
I guess I've not really mentioned what Michael Jackson means to me, haven't I? So I actually discovered Michael Jackson through one thing, my parents, but my sister was the one to fall like in love with his music first. I liked him. I was just not really I wasn't really as much into like pop music back then.
That's fair.
I was kind of more into like soundtracks subconsciously for some reason. I don't know. That was just weird. My sister and I played. You ever played? Remember the Kinect from the 360?
Yes.
We played Michael Jackson The Experience.
Yes, I had that game on the Wii. That game was so fun.
You know, I may not be like much into like being on stage these days, but if I was ever given this opportunity, I would hop on it in a heartbeat.
I would do whatever I need to do.
Gosh, those look fun. Football the musical.
I want that jacket. How much does that cost? $8,000?
I don't know how any of these people are so casual standing next to Michael Jackson.
Right?
Oh, that was cool. That's cool. Bet you're just in here just sing along, aren't you? Oh, dude.
Fucking aura.
Such a good shot.
Oh, I love this part here. Even at 50, it sounds fucking amazing.
For once, the all blue kind of looks okay.
It looks pretty fucking good. I like how it's just a running joke now.
I would just been speechless if I was here, like, recording this.
Mm-hmm.
How will you see the video change from the marquee to the city?
I'll just know. Oh my god,
You wanna know who Annie actually is?
I've always wondered, too.
It's a CPR doll.
Well, when we were in the studio working, I noticed there was a green fiberglass case in the corner. So one day I asked him why it was there, and he said, "Oh, that's Annie, because when they teach CPR, they have you address the CPR mannequin." And he said that's where the name Annie comes from, because what you're instructed to do is you're instructed to ask the mannequin, "Annie, are you okay?"
One thing I don't like is that they don't show the fucking lean in this one that he does in the music video, because that's because he used to do that live.
I don't care what you say.
That's one of my criticisms of this documentary. I hate when everyone else talks.
You're like, why aren't we talking to him? Like, not that I don't value their input sometimes. It's, you know.
But I guess I can't really blame them for trying to make this like into a tribute for him.
Doesn't even look 50, dude.
He really doesn't. But also, look how thin he is.
I was gonna mention that too at some point. I don't know how to bring up that truly.
Just if we could just bring it down a little bit.
Bring it down a little bit, please.
Like much as like humanizes him. The amount of people I would kill would do that.
Like, imagine getting to a duet with Michael fucking Jackson.
I mean, I'd feel utterly inferior to him, but I'd still like have a blast. Not the pink.
What day is it? What time is it?
Literally me.
His little lollipop.
He's just like me for real. Dog with
What's
the hat.
Hat.
You know, I really like Thriller, but I've always found it to be really overrated. I will say, it maybe is a little overplayed. I remember seeing the fucking Party City commercials with this song.
Party City Halloween. Thousands of costumes that'll make you scream.
Keep note of this outfit. Anytime you see this outfit, it is June 24th / June 25th, the day he died. So this part here is for a song called Dirty Diana, which he did rehearse for, but it's not shown in the movie, except for this part. There are more songs than just this one that he rehearsed that is not shown in this documentary, meaning it's incomplete, which is my main fucking problem with it. Oh, right here is where they talk about costumes for 5 seconds. They don't even show you the actual costumes he's gonna use if the show were to happen. But on the Blu-ray, there's a 15-minute documentary that actually shows you what the costumes are and goes into great detail about it. When he died, Sony went to try and get a hold of the footage for this. AEG, concert promoter, to get the footage. The deal they made in order to get the footage is that the documentary had to be, they had 2 restrictions. Actually 3. One of them they couldn't show them in a negative light, but the other 2 were it had to be under 2.5 hours and PG. That being said, though, this is less than 2 hours. Stranger in Moscow, You Are Not Alone, Dangerous, Dirty Diana, Heal the World, Will You Be There were all we're all rehearsed and were part of the set list. Oh, I forgot. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You are also ones that were left off. That is my main criticism.
Gonna have to double that. We have to take that from you too. That's stupid. As a kid, I think this was my favorite from him.
Beat It's your favorite?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was. I think these days it's like We Are the World without a Pepsi bomb.
Never forget Pepsi. The reason why he got a painkiller addiction because his hair caught on fire during one of their commercials. I hate this part. I hate when they talk. Stop it. This is another one that I kind of think is one of his more overrated songs.
You were awful.
This is the last song that he rehearsed.
It's hilarious how fitting this is.
I love trees. I have this thing for trees and the colors and changing the leaves.
I fucking love her song so much.
This might, because it was his last one, that might make it might make it my top 3. Just to know that he had a thing for trees too.
I will say, I do kind of wish that they mentioned in this that this was the last song he rehearsed.
They really should have said
I
that.
only know that just from researching about the tour.
Well, you don't even know that from this.
No, they do not mention it in this.
Like, if it's for the fans, they should know which was his last song ever sang.
Yeah.
God, it's so insane. These people don't realize it's the last time they're going to hear his voice.
Yeah, and there's only one company to blame for that, but I'll get into that later. Because I have my own little conspiracy.
Look, it's Free Willy.
It's Free Willy, a movie that Michael Jackson did a song for, which was one of the songs that was rehearsed for this fucking tour, and they didn't show it. And another reason that we know that these were not included and that they were actually performed is because there's audio that has leaked of it being rehearsed.
We don't fix it now. It's at the point of no return.
I'm so glad he didn't have to be alive for it. And we go back to it.
And we just never acknowledge that.
I can't see why I have so much to say, though. If I didn't know it, I wouldn't really think much about everything you're saying, but, like, keeping all that in mind, and just, I would be pissed off if I learned after the fact that I saw his last song and I didn't know it in the moment.
And he doesn't do the moonwalk in this.
The way this is edited, it makes you think that Billie Jean was the last song he sang.
Yeah,
This scene.
I see why.
And I'd be so disappointed since that's what I would, of course, with the next one, maybe. I do love Man in the Mirror, though, but you know what, now that I think about it, I'm gonna switch my hierarchy real quick. Man in the Mirror is my number 1, Earth Song's number 2, Beat It's number 3. Nice gesture.
So that's the end of the documentary.
I mean, I guess I can't say it's a bad ending. It's just knowing everything I know.
So, first of all, I should mention, this song is brand new, released when the movie came out. So he made this song in the 80s, I believe, and it only just got released when the movie came out. Okay, so I'm gonna go into a bit of a conspiracy, kind of. So like I mentioned before, after his death, there were some lawsuits. The first big one, of course, was with his doctor, who is the one who killed him, because he injected way too much fucking propofol and other drugs. So that's one issue. But then there's the whole lawsuits with the company that I believe is the company that killed him, AEG. AEG was the concert promoter for the tour. First of all, I should mention, when they showed at the beginning, when he was doing the press conference announcing the tour, originally, it was going to be 10 shows. AEG is the reason why it became 50 shows, which Michael didn't want because that was too much for him. I have a couple articles. I'm going to kind of say a couple parts from them that I think will illustrate my point as to why I believe AEG is responsible for his death. Kenny Ortega, the director of the tour, sends a panicked email in the pre-dawn hours of June 20th, 2009, telling promoter Randy Phillips, the head of AEG Live, that Jackson appeared too weak and fatigued to rehearse the previous night, trembling, rambling, and obsessing to the point that Ortega recommended a psychological exam. When Phillips didn't immediately address his fears, Ortega fired off another email 11 hours later, the Daily News report as learned. I honestly felt I had encouraged, or if I had encouraged or allowed him on stage last night, he could have hurt himself, Ortega wrote to Phillips in the confidential 120 email. Phillips responded within the hour, shooting down Ortega's concern with even more force than formerly exposed, saying, "It is critical that neither you, me, or anyone around the show become amateur psychiatrists or physicians," he wrote, adding that he was in touch with Jackson's personal doctor, Conrad Murray, and had gained quote-unquote immense respect for the cardiologist that would later go on to go to jail for involuntary manslaughter. Murray said that Michael is not only physically equipped to perform, but that discouraging him to perform will hasten his decline instead of stopping it. You cannot imagine the harm and ramifications of stopping the show now. It would far outweigh calling this game in the 7th inning. I am not just talking about AEG's interests here, but the myriad of stuff and lawsuits swirling around MJ that I crisis manage every day, and also his well-being. That's my first part.
Oh boy.
My second part is from Michael Jackson's makeup artist, who testified in one of the trials. Karen Fair testified that in 2009, she overheard an executive for concert promoter AEG Live insist that the singer rehearsed for the This Is It concerts despite signs of Michael's declining health. She became increasingly concerned about his health and thought he might die if he was pushed too hard in preparations for his This Is It concerts. AEG executives continued to push Michael, Karen said. She testified she overheard a phone conversation in which AEG executive Paul Gongaware told Michael's assistant to get him out of a locked bathroom and to rehearsal. She described Gongaware, AEG Live's co-CEO, as angry and kind of desperate in the conversation. She testified Gongaware told the assistant to do whatever it takes. Karen said the only people she saw insist that Michael rehearse were Gongaware and tour director Kenny Ortega. Karen said she informed Ortega, Michael's manager, and AEG Live co-CEO Randy Phillips about her concerns about his health during the preparations of the show. She said Michael was frustrated, and after costume fitting days before his death, repeatedly asked her, "Why can't I choose?" She said that after he missed several rehearsals, Phillips told her to ignore Michael's instructions. Faye, choking back tears, read portions of an email from one of Michael's fans who had a recent meeting with him and had contacted Faye with concerns. During the meeting in June 2009, Michael tried on a jacket. The fan's email is projected on a courtroom screen. Michael took his jacket off, and I saw something horrible. A skeleton. I watched his back. It was only bones. I am in shock. If we do nothing, he will die. I know people who work for him cannot tell him anything. I know his own family tried to help him, but he won't listen. It is humanly impossible for a human being to be a skeleton and dance for 2 hours straight without any danger. Karen said she forwarded this email to Frank DeLeo, Michael's manager, telling him that she agreed with the assessment. Please intervene. Concerts are not worth jeopardizing his life for, Karen said. But Frank DeLeo never responded in writing. Karen said she learned at Michael's funeral that AEG Live's Randy Phillips saw the email too. By this point, Michael was emaciated, had dry skin and dry eyes, and was often cold to the touch. She said Michael was cold as an ice cube on June 19th after a costume fitting. He couldn't get warm. I had a space heater I put next to him and put him on the sofa and wrapped him in blankets and held him very close to me. He also seemed to be repeating himself in the days before his death and was becoming increasingly paranoid. Faye said he became obsessed with her being within sight when he was rehearsing on stage. Karen said he changed into someone she didn't recognize when he started rehearsing for his 50 Date This Is It series. He would say things over and over again, repeating the same things. He wanted to see me all the time. He would say, "Make sure I'm able to see you on the stage at all times." I'd go, "Okay," and he'd say it again. Karen also described watching tour director Kenny Ortega try to feed the ultra-skinny singer some chicken and pleaded with him to call a doctor. So, I think AEG is a little responsible for this. That being said, though, because there was a trial to determine if AEG was responsible, and they were acquitted.
Oh my god. That is... oh my...
This is it.
Is it funny to say that I don't think that's much of a conspiracy, really? It's just like, sounds like shitty executives, people in power, taking advantage of artists the way they always have. From them or anyone, yeah, fuck you, AEG.
Fuck you, AEG.
Has there been any other companies, I'll say, promoters that forced the singers or artists to perform 50 fucking shows?
50 shows is fucking insane.
I guess in this case, I blatantly ignoring warning signs, pleas from people who worked with them, doing absolutely nothing to prevent a worse outcome. Like, technically they weren't the ones that,
right,
did it per se, but honestly, I think in terms of his death, it was...
I should also mention, I don't know if I mentioned it, but AEG is also the one who hired the physician that killed him. One of the reasons that AEG said was why that they didn't, look into these concerns was because they had taken out a health insurance policy with the O2 Arena in London for these shows. And if somehow it leaked to the public that he was declining in health, you get where I'm going.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Tell you what, let's collect your thoughts. Let's look at the pretty costumes.
One more second. Just
okay.
one more thing to say. It is, I mean, I knew that his death was preventable. I knew that there were awful people that were put in charge of keeping him alive. But to know all these extra details, it just, I mean, all I could say, it's just evil.
Michael had told the doctor to inject him with it, even though the doctor was originally against it. But instead of being, the bigger man in the conversation, he ended up, like, fucking folding and giving it to him anyway. Actually, hold on. He gave him something else too. Let me find that. Injected him with 25 milligrams of propofol with lidocaine.
She.
One last thing before we get into this costume thing. I just want to kind of go through like how he died, like the time when he got home from rehearsing to his actual death. So he got home from the Staples Center at 12:30 a.m. Jackson had suffered from insomnia and had a history of using drugs in an attempt to help him sleep. Jackson's personal physician, Connor Murray, was present to help Jackson sleep and gave him various drugs, including diazepam, lorazepam, and midazolam, while monitoring by his bedside. After several hours and several drug injections, Jackson was still unable to sleep, and according to Murray, was repeatedly asking for milk, which is the code name for propofol. At 10:40 a.m., almost 12 hours later, with Jackson still not asleep, Murray relented to his request and injected him with the 25 milligrams of propofol, diluted with lidocaine. With Jackson finally asleep, Murray testified that he left his bedside to go to the bathroom, and after returning 2 minutes later, discovered that Jackson was not breathing and had a weak pulse. Murray testified that he tried to revive Jackson for around 10 minutes by performing CPR and administering Flumenzo, a drug used to counteract sedative overdose. After which he called for help from staff present in the house. Statesman described Murray using a non-standard CPR technique on Jackson, kind of like what I thought. Murray, controversially, did not call 911. He said that he was hindered because there was no landline telephone in the house and because he did not know the house's exact address. I mean, again, it was 2009, so different times. It was later discovered that in the hour after discovering Jackson not breathing, Murray made several private calls on his cell phone that he did not inform law enforcement about. A security guard eventually called 911 at 12:21 p.m. He was found originally not sleeping at 10:40 a.m. Paramedics arrived at 12:26 and found he was not breathing. Paramedics performed CPR for 42 minutes at his house. That's kind of funny. Murray's attorney said that Jackson had a pulse when he was taken out of the house and put in the ambulance. An LAFD official gave a different account stating that paramedics found Jackson in a full cardiac arrest and that they did not observe a change in his status en route to the hospital. They transported him to Ronald Reagan Medical Center. Ambulance arrived at 1:14. They tried to resuscitate him for more than an hour, but they pronounced him dead at 2:26 p.m. Anyway, let's take a little look at the costumes because they're super cool. Dude, can you imagine how fucking expensive those fucking crystals are? It's like a head-to-toe
solid. I mean, it looks so cool though. But yeah, it's
outfit. There was like
and think about the fact that they didn't show this in the documentary.
Well.
That's insane.
In ways that
And they didn't fucking show it. God, what an embarrassment.
I really want this suit.
That looks so cool.
It weighs about 10 pounds.
Oh my god.
It was originally going to
and it was going to go on a skeleton of a man. Look at this.
And then it was going to come up through the tuxedo stripe.
Look at this.
Basically, the
my
way
jaw
that
is on the
he
floor.
made it work.
And they didn't show it in the fucking documentary.
I'd rather have seen this than the fuck ass like behind the scenes of other musicians.
Like that looks so cool on stage too.
It's like the coolest costume I've ever seen. Like, and he was only in the documentary for like 20 seconds. I really want to know what other projects this guy's been a part of.
He's worked on.
But you know,
he's done a Lady Gaga tour, Britney Spears tour. You've heard of Circus du Soleil.
Logo again, but
Yeah.
Just in the outline.
They did a couple Michael Jackson shows, and he did the costumes for that. He's also made costumes for RuPaul's Drag Race.
I think he would have loved
sick.
American Indian inspired, but it's all
Isn't
done
it
in
funny
leather.
that they're playing a
This
song that
actually
they didn't
here
even show the
says
rehearsals for?
healed
Kind of liking this a little
India,
more than the documentary, to
back
be
to America, back
like,
to India,
not in the
back
sense
to
that like Jackson stuff was bad, of course. I'm never gonna say that. Just that this was here and they didn't show it.
And they had the time for it. The full documentary was an hour and 50. They legally were able to do it 2.5 hours.
On top of not revealing important information about like his last ever fucking song sang. Oh, that's a little freaky.
I will say this is probably my least favorite of the costumes.
It's a little like cosmic horror-y for some reason. I think that's incredible.
Yep.
This is probably the most complicated piece of media I've consumed in a minute.
Really?
In the sense, I mean, it's only rivaled by Last was Part 2 to be keeping in mind all the behind the scenes and what's actually shown as a documentary by itself. Michael Jackson's bits are incredible. Seeing him both casually behind the scenes, seeing him like just in the between moments, that's special. And I wish we got more. I wish we didn't get redundant information, but keeping in mind everything they didn't reference, everything they didn't tell, that is so important to learn about his last like days on the planet, his last hours as pop star, as the king of pop, and most importantly, how he left us. He didn't have to die, but he did. Even though this documentary captures a lot of great moments, it captures a lot of really like intimate and important scenes. It could have done more.
Yeah.
It could have done a lot more.
Yeah.
But for the documentary itself, I mean, it's like if I saw it without your context, it's like a 7 or 8, like without your context. With it, it's more like a 5 or a 6.
Really?
And not that's even like that bad, but I can't forget it. I can't not keep it in.
Yeah. I've always given it an 8 out of 10. Even with the issues I have with it, because I do still really enjoy it, and maybe because of the fact I've watched it more times than I can fucking count. It's just like super nostalgic for me.
Mm-hmm.
And also I really love that this is like yes, it is the rehearsals of it, but it also just feels like an intimate show. And I love that a lot. Yes, it does piss me off that it leaves out a lot of things and is incomplete. And that is why it's not a 10 for me. I'm not gonna factor the AEG thing in my rating, because to me that's a separate thing. That'd be like me saying that Rosemary's Baby, directed by Roman Polanski, because of what Roman Polanski did, it's not going to take away from my rating. So that's why I personally would give it an 8, but I'm not saying that it's bad to lower your rating because of the information you know from the behind the scenes.
I agree that the AEG stuff can be kept separate. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, not letting the viewer know about the timeline of events, not letting the viewer know when stuff was, like how he was feeling during these shows, because it's one thing to just say what we already know with enough money involved, especially with him. I mean
that's why. Well, with the whole fucking allegations of Jackson's career, it's just people taking advantage of him. Feels like most of his life, people have been taking advantage of him.
I guess just as a project itself, it would have been great to see more of those in between moments of just him with everyone else around him.
Mm-hmm.
At least those are my favorite bits besides the music.
They definitely didn't need to have interviews with the band members or the fucking backup dancers just stroking the ego at the beginning.
Maybe in time it'll be easier to just like it on its own terms.
Yeah, that's fair. I did kind of just drop this information on you.
Here's my last thing. Just completely separate from everything else. I mean, I firmly believe that his music and his legacy will endure. And for as long as people like you and me are around, he will never be forgotten.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, we'll know that he deserved to live a much longer and much more. He deserved the end of his life deserved to be peaceful and fulfilling, and for once in his life on his own terms. I like to think in Another World he got that, but not in this one. Forever the King of Pop.
Wheel time.
Yeah, your Army of Darkness poster thing the other day kind of got me thinking, like, I want to watch that again. I really do, but
I do really want to watch Army of Darkness too, because it's been forever since I've seen it.
yeah, but I'm good with most of these at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really a lot of bad options.
Granted, I kind of want to watch another regular movie before going into a Prince
duology.
Duology.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I kind of hope we don't land on Prince.
All right, let's just spin it, see what we get.
Let's see.
Please don't. Oh, so close, and we get the mini. Oh my god!
Over the garden wall.
Oh, this is gonna be so exciting.
I've never seen it before.
You're gonna love it. I am excited to do this. So I watched this, I think, fall of last year, which was the perfect time to see it.
Okay.
Because this show takes place all in fall.
Ironic we're watching this in the summertime. I have never seen this before. I had never even heard of it until you mentioned it.
And remind me, so out of all the animated things you've ever seen, do you have a favorite, or do you have anything you particularly like?
Moral Oral has always been my favorite. It was...
Okay.
It's a show that aired on Adult Swim / Cartoon Network. It's a very heavy, critical against religion show. It's super dark and disturbing. I fucking love it. And the reason they fucking canceled the show is because Adult Swim, it was too depressing.
And how long has BoJack Horseman been on? Good fucking lord.
BoJack released on Netflix in 2014, I think. That's another one I've still never seen. Like I own the Blu-ray for it for the first 2 seasons, but I have not sat down and watched it yet.
If you want to see something sad, that's up there for me.
I've heard it's really good. I've been meaning to get around to it. I just haven't yet.
It's also a very smart show when it comes to some moments. Felt like they represent like mental health and all that. Yeah, it's surprisingly good. But okay, that's separate. I think, when did this come out again? Like 2014? It's based on McHale's animated short, Tome of the Unknown. Okay, because I remember there being some inspiration from it, like from Adventure Time, but that was mostly in the animator side of it, not the actual creator.
I did not grow up watching a lot of Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah, but this kind of came out around the same time when it was really popular. So I guess just expect a similar vibe to like that time of Cartoon Network, I guess.
So this is a mini-series. A very, very short mini-series.
If you're gonna love anything about this, it's gonna be at least the intro theme. Let's do this shit.
Led through the mist by the milk light of moon, all that was lost is revealed. Our long bygone burdens, mere echoes of the spring. But where have we come, and where shall we end? And how the gentle wind beckons through the leaves as autumn colors
Chapter
fall.
1.
Wait a second. Greg?
That voice sounds familiar.
You will never guess who his voice actor is. Elijah Wood is Wirt, the guy in the coned hat.
That voice sounded so familiar. I really like the animation.
Oh, it's only gonna get better. I also think the villains are really interesting, but we won't see him for a little while. Conehead looking fuck.
This is a remake of the Coneheads movie.
Oh no, don't remind me of that shit. No. Fucking litterer. Ew. Feed it to the kid.
Feed it to the kid. Throw it at the kid. Eat the kid.
It's the Beast!
Mr. Beast?
Oh, no, he's gonna make you do a challenge.
Why don't you use the other side of the axe, you dumb fucking kid? Why is the kid still smiling?
I like how that frog is just he's just there.
Chapter 2.
Hard times at the Hush can be. Oh, this is it.
Well, that's a nice little theme.
Full theme's on Spotify, for those who care. Really good.
You two are lost kids with no purpose in life, right?
Yep.
So true. Yo, a woman? Finally.
Finally, dreams do come true. I just gotta wander the woods for it.
Oh, dude, the colors.
You're right, this is a very fall show. I should be drinking like a pumpkin spice latte while watching this.
You're not that white.
Also, why does this kid have a pot on its head?
There is a purpose to it.
There's a midsummer cult.
I'd argue a little more freaky.
I like freaky.
Not that way. Classic Elijah Wood. Fucking everything up as usual.
Ooh, this is a good song.
Spooky,
Scary skeleton that shivered down my spine. Chapter 3.
Schooltown Follies.
I want to throw this kid in the river.
I want to throw every kid in the river.
Life isn't fun.
Life is not fun. So true.
And now
Blah, blah, blah.
Put that thing out of its misery.
Put that thing out of its misery.
What are they eating?
I can't say.
Those are Play-Doh.
Those are potatoes?
Those are not potatoes. This kid's not very good at singing. Yeah, this kid should not be singing. I will say this kid is probably my least favorite part of the show.
Something would go right for a change.
So real.
So real. Oh, this song again. I don't think Greg sings very much from this point on, but I think this was the most prominent one.
Good. Chapter 4.
Songs of the Dark Lantern.
Is there a beast out there?
Mr. Beast?
He's telling us he's trying to get us to compete in this challenge.
Oh my god.
Real inviting. Eat the frog.
Cook the frog. You know, the bird could just fly into the sky and like look over the forest.
Told us which direction to go to avoid the beast.
Ah, Mr. Beast.
Jimmy, really creepy mustache.
And a very creepy smile.
He has like one of the most unnerving faces I've ever seen.
It's almost AI generated.
Everything he is just disingenuous.
Yeah.
He was the Mr. Beast this whole time.
No way. No way. What the fuck is that? That's terrifying. What's this fucking Herobrine? You better kill the child, is all I'm saying. Oh, that's a nice shot. Chapter 5.
Mad love.
We need money.
You're scamming?
So true.
So true.
I want to steal.
That's my favorite line. I want to steal.
My unnecessary excess of wealth and luxury.
Mr. Beast.
Maybe.
He wants to steal.
Kid, you're gonna become a portrait.
The horse is gonna eat you.
He's gonna steal you.
My camellia for testing new teas. Perhaps we should.
Hey, this is some nice music.
I threw a rock at a bluebird and it cursed me and my family, and now we're all bluebirds.
I don't know if that's how that works.
We just saw a talking pumpkin earlier.
What are you in?
What the
hell?
SpongeBob.
What the fuck? Chapter 6.
Lullaby in Frogland. This one's weird.
Our journey is finally over.
There's 5 episodes left.
I don't know. What's with George Washington being naked?
What?
What? Oh my god.
What the fuck? What the?
Those look like creatures from like Eraserhead.
Ow, ow, ow.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Face.
Hit its eyes.
Yep, that's great.
Bro is going through it. And then the ship hits an iceberg.
You done
Man, a
good.
frog is getting a record contract before you do.
Yeah, but
Kill yourself. You'll never guess who voices them.
Adelaide, we
Who?
need to talk.
Tim Curry.
What I asked for?
What?
Nonsense. I'll give them a wonderful
Or
area.
maybe
That does not sound like Tim Curry.
we got the wrong character. Hang on. John Cleese. Might be.
I was gonna say, it sounds nothing like Tim Curry.
He is in this.
Chapter 7.
The ringing of the bell.
You can do anything you want.
Anything? That's a lot.
That's a terrible thing to tell a child. You could be a doctor. You can be the first woman president.
As a little boy.
I mean, we can have a first trans president.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. It'll never happen, but... Where's the shadow guy? I want to know more about him. How is it that each time they have discovered, like, the most ramshacked house possible?
We're turtle rich.
Hope there's no plastic around.
Basket of turtles in an abandoned house. Huh? We're not.
It's this episode Curry's in. Okay.
So far, I've liked this song, and I like that one song from the Pumpkin episode.
Will be hastily gobbled up.
Eat the kid. Oh my god.
See what I mean? It's so out of pocket sometimes.
Oh my god.
Yes, yes. All hope will
Yes,
soon
kill
be
the
lost.
child. Chapter 8.
Babes in the wood.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Get me to these woods. Is there like nobody looking for them? Don't they have parents?
Captain, don't worry. I won't let you down. I'll be a good leader.
He will let him down. Where's the babe? I was promised a babe.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is going on? Get me out of this place.
It's like the cartoon land and the
This
Roger Rabbit.
fucking Toontown. What the fuck is that giraffe? Why is he red? My fucking god. You know, I want to know his story. Squash the kid. Grab him by the throat and choke him. Oh, the kid's gonna drink. Drink.
Power of alcohol.
Come, Gregory.
Take the child. Abduct him.
Okay, he's dead.
He is really dead now.
Oh wait, hold up, rewind. Hold up. Look at the top left corner of that graphic. It's changed. It's like darker because he's kidnapped.
Nice little detail. Chapter 9.
Into the Unknown, a really bad song.
Into the unknown.
Shut up. This is a really good song.
This is a really good song. You are indeed a dunce. This is a good song.
It's an elephant costume. Woo, woo.
What?
See my trunk?
That's what that was supposed to be?
I just want to wallow in misery.
Oh, so true.
Jeez, no, we're not gonna get her like that.
Interesting music in the background.
I'm liking it. He got a voice like that and he has a fucking bowl cut.
Bro's got like an entire fucking saucepan cut.
You and your stupid dad.
I mean, he kind of tried to help. This is very interesting editing. Chapter 10.
The Unknown.
Ooh.
You liking the show though?
I am liking it. Hey, it's Professor Layton again.
I beat the beast.
I got the $1 million.
Greg?
Is he finally dead? Don't play with my heart. Is he finally dead? Is this just a show about two people afraid of the dark? Whoa, what was that? This has such a good soundtrack.
And that's Over the Garden Wall.
The kid did not die. 0 out of 10.
Damn.
No, I liked it a lot.
I'm glad.
Very well animated. Elijah Woods was good. Kid fucking sucked. I mean...
Ew. Okay. I think for a kid voice actor, I think it was...
It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
It really could have been worse.
But, I mean, I will say, I kind of wish it was a movie and not a series. Interesting choice that they decided to make it a show instead of a movie.
I'm not sure why they made a series over a movie or anything like that, but
I don't know.
I watched it. When I watched it, I just thought it was such a charming, unique, and very, very memorable show. I mean, it's... Granted, I think the ending's a bit vague for how, like, all
that was what I was going to get into next. I was thinking, it's like, are we rushing it? Or is it, like, a little vague?
With how the show presents it, it's almost like when they entered the water, they kind of entered this other dimension in a way, and then finding their way back home was, I guess, just waking up from the water. I don't know. It's a little weird, but I don't mind the vagueness. I mean, like, we enjoy kind of...
Yeah.
I'll say mind-bendy type stories.
Yeah,
you know?
Although I will say, like, the rest of the show doesn't really act like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
So it is a little jarring.
It's kind of cool to kind of bring, like, psychological elements into what first presents itself as, like, a fantasy show.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just unique. I definitely liked it. I think I liked it a little more this time around, honestly. Because I remember kind of struggling to vibe with it a little bit earlier on, but then liking it more as it went along. But seeing it again, I'm like, I kind of was with it the whole time. I don't know. I just, sure, like, Greg's not really changing for me. Like, I mean, kid voice acting is always going to be a little, all the same, more misses than hits. But
yeah.
And that episode where he sings a lot was kind of a little rough. I like their dynamic. I think as characters, they work very well. I know they're the heart of the story. Overall, I think it's a really unique take on, I guess, an adventure story. Also, I really like the pumpkin people. I just...
yeah, the pumpkin people were fun.
Yeah. So, favorite episode still the second to last one?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
That's fair.
I will say it did take me a minute to vibe with it.
Fair. When did you kind of start, like, getting with it, you feel?
Probably once after the Tim Curry episode.
Man, that's like episode 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah, it did take a moment. I did like it, but it just took me a moment to kind of get into it.
Was it what changed it specifically, do you know?
I don't know what changed. I will say some of the music is a little hit or miss, but when it hits, it's fucking amazing. I think some of the songs feel a little show-tuney, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which I'm not the biggest fan of. But like I said, there are many songs in here that are fucking great.
And you'll be scouring that soundtrack for a little while after the start, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the soundtrack.
To me, it's look at my rating now. It's a 9 out of 10 for me, just because I love cartoons like this. It really speaks to my tastes when it comes to the weirdness, the earnestness, the music a lot of the time, just the animation. It's just it rides a wavelength which I vibe with immensely. Not to mention it being in fall, the best season. I just really like it, man.
It's totally fair.
That's all I can say. It's not the most groundbreaking story I've ever seen, but it really doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
It pays off its setups. It has memorable characters.
I think some of my issues that maybe would be if it would benefit more if it was a movie.
Yeah, like if it was as a movie, like what do you think would really improve about it?
I think the ending would be a little more concrete, maybe. They could still leave it vague, but it does feel, to me, it just feels a little rushed.
It's fair.
I get, each episode is 11 minutes long, so I mean, they can only do so much.
But at the same time, 10 episodes, 11 minutes, that's...
Hour and 50 or something like that.
Probably. I mean, that's feature film length, I guess.
Sure. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they could have, like, added, like, maybe 5 extra minutes.
That's fair.
And then that could, like, fully flesh things out. Also, get rid of the kids' fucking song.
Yeah, I mean, Wirt did sing. I'm not sure why the kid needed to.
Like, that was just painful. Right now, I'm gonna say a 7, but it could go up. Who knows?
Going into this, I actually was a little nervous because...
That I would hate it?
No, not that you'd hate it, but just you mentioned like a few times like worlds with like deep like mythology.
Yeah,
and
maybe that's why it took me like a minute to like click with it.
And admittedly, the show itself, I mean, it's based entirely around a psychological, like, I guess what's the word? Episode, I guess.
Yeah.
So like if it helps to dumb down the more fantastical elements to just brain stuff,
Yeah.
I give it my reasons. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad this worked.
This worked.
All right, shall we pull up the wheel? I'm feeling open-minded.
There's some good choices still.
Let's do it.